what a show that we have seen today. SummerSlam 2021 is now in the books. Let's talk about the matches and my thoughts, my reactions towards the match, because WWE has a lot to live up to after that awesome AEW Rampage episode. Well, it's not the whole episode. I kinda watched the CM Punk return and then switch channels after his promo. So, that being said, CM Punk returning on AEW was a huge pickup by said company. WWE needs to do something, but have they delivered? Okay, first match pre-show, nobody cares. I think Big E defeated Baron Corbin. I don't think the Money in the Bank briefcase was on the line, but Big E regained the briefcase. That's good. First match on the main show, RK Bro defeated AJ Styles and Omos. Look, not a single soul, I think, would have picked AJ Styles and Omos given the popularity of RK Bro. And the match was kinda okay. I think it was a straight up carry job by Randy Orton. Riddle barely had any screen time. He got eviscerated by Omos. But yeah, it was not the match that I was hoping for. It ended with an RKO to AJ Styles, expected. I was hoping Matt Riddle, to do the pin, to do the honors, not Randy Orton. But in the end, RK Bro, the correct team, won the Raw Tag Team Championship. Alexa Bliss defeated Eva Marie. Don't care about that. Damian Priest defeated Sheamus. I think I was rooting for Sheamus because 50-50 booking of sorts. Damian Priest defeated Sheamus on Raw. But I was surprised, but I think the right guy won. Now the question is, what is WWE gonna do with Damian Priest with the US title? Obviously, when Riddle won the US title, Riddle did not do anything, was just a placeholder. So I want Damian to feud with Keith Lee. Keith Lee has been working as a heel in dark matches. Maybe that is coming. The match was over the top action, typical Sheamus match, too physical for WWE. It was so good. It was like that backlot brawl, Hollywood backlot brawl match. Usos defeated Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio to retain the the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Well, I kind of saw it. I was hoping for a Dominic heel turn, but maybe they're reserving that. I want Dominic to turn heel. I never paid attention closely to this match because I'm not interested. Sorry. Number 6. Oh boy, this is gonna be a very hot take on my opinion. So, Sasha Banks isn't medically cleared. I think she got the Corino, if you know what I'm saying. So we got the bait that Carmella will be replacing Sasha to face Bianca Belair, and then part 1 of WWE's answer to CM Punk returning is Becky Lynch returning. She got a huge pop, but not as loud as CM Punk. CM Punk was otherworldly in terms of pop. She took Carmella out of the equation. She asked for a title match. Bianca accepts, and in 10 seconds, Becky Lynch defeated Bianca Belair to win and become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Let me just get this out of the way. Bianca Belair losing in 10 seconds to Becky Lynch is unfucking acceptable. This girl main evented part 1 of WrestleMania. You've made this girl a champion for 7 months only to be beaten by Becky Lynch, who She deserved to return with that pop, but she's so rusty. She did it with a rock bottom. I forgot the name. Was it the manhandle slam? I don't know. So it was a squash because it's obviously covering Bianca. It was a squash on Bianca to cover Becky Lynch's ring rust, if you know what I'm saying. So not only did Becky push herself out all the way to the top of the SmackDown Women's Division, she caused Carmella, she caused Bianca, and maybe she caused Sasha an opportunity. So we're back in the status quo. We got Becky on the top, and we're gonna talk about the Raw Women's Championship later. So yeah. Again, I think this was a burial for me. This is a burial. I'm just sad. Number 7, Drew McIntyre defeated Jinder Mahal. I forgot the memo. Why did Drew McIntyre name his sword Angela? Kinda trigger. Angela is one of my trigger words. So, I didn't pay attention to that match as much. I'm just paying attention to the lore. Why Drew McIntyre named his sword Angela. But it was an average match. Typical Jinder Mahal match. You know how it goes. 8. Charlotte Flair defeated Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley by submission. I was expecting this to happen. I was hoping for Rhea to win and maybe ASH. I think in my prediction I was going for ASH. Because Ric Flair just left the WWE. I think there's backstage hit on Charlotte. And now we're back on the status quo of Becky and Charlotte being the champs on their respective brand. I mean, if Becky should have returned, it should have been returning to this one. Because Charlotte winning, Becky returning, that's a better equation than costing Bianca Belair her life's work. Fans demanded Becky to return on Raw. They were chanting Becky on Raw, and yet they put Becky on SmackDown. Because the only reason that I'm looking towards to is that Becky's married to Seth Rollins, right? Or she had Seth is the father of Becky's child. No, everyone knows that. So maybe they don't want to be split up, but they could have just reserved Becky's return in the draft, move Seth Rollins back to Raw. Yeah, because I don't think Seth Rollins has a place on SmackDown after his feud with Edge. Speaking of which, Edge defeated Seth Rollins by submission. I was kind of disappointed Edge didn't do the whole Brood entrance all the way. He went to the Brood entrance, the Vampire-S team, and then switched to Metalingus. I was hoping Brood entrance all the way. This was my favorite match of the night, and I didn't expect Edge to win by submission using the Crippler crossface. Number 10, Bobby Lashley defeated Goldberg via referee stoppage. This is another one of those Bobby Lashley matches where he's so dominant. It's like the Kofi Kingston match. He injures his opponent instead of beating them. And then the best part of this match is Gage Goldberg, you know, the kid that was half naked in Survivor Series, got into the ring, attacked Lashley like, what? I think this is not, the story is not yet over. It will carry on, I'm betting it will carry on to Crown Jewel. Okay, before we head to the main event, I'm gonna talk about the backstage segment. Mario Lopez saying WWF. I think that's a banned word. I think only Vince can get away with saying WWF on TV. We're not gonna see Mario Lopez in a while. The United States Championship being referred to as the National Championship. LOL. And Moist TV. Xavier Woods stealing the Dripstick 2000. Okay, go with the main event. Probably tied with the best match of the night between Seth Rollins and Edge is John Cena versus Roman Reigns. I'm going for the best match as Edge versus Seth Rollins because Cena Reigns with that loser leaves town stipulation on Reigns if he didn't beat Cena, gave the finish away. If it weren't for that, it may be a 50-50 Cena Reigns. Cena can win. He showed that he can do dramatic spots. He's been spamming the roll up because he knows the roll up is the most protected move in all of wrestling. But yeah, Roman Reigns won. I think it's the end of John Cena's Summer of Cena, and we're gonna go for the fall of Brock Lesnar, who looks like Goro from Mortal Kombat. Brock Lesnar is the next challenger to Roman Reigns. I think Cena's gonna leave now. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful said that Lesnar suplexed Cena after the show went out. So yeah, Roman, it's Reigns versus Lesnar. And the pop by Lesnar is huge. I never imagined a crowd popping for Brock Lesnar that huge. That was so well done. So good. Brock got the biggest pop of the night, overshadowing Becky. But Punk's pop on AEW was otherworldly. Maybe because it was in Chicago. But babyface Brock versus heel Roman Reigns, I think it's a new dynamic. Or maybe it's a cop-out and Brock will challenge Lashley. I don't know. I don't see Brock being on SmackDown that often. So yeah, SummerSlam is gonna be a B plus for me. I think the best WWE show is still Money in the Bank 2021. But in terms of answering AEW, they answered pretty strong, but it wasn't enough. Now I'm gonna look forward to NXT TakeOver 36. Now that is my take. Goodbye.